Children, gather around and listen, for the elders say, a goat that refuses to hear the hunter's whistle will end up in the cooking pot. This is the tale of Nkem, a woman whose throat grew longer than her wisdom, whose hunger for riches swallowed her whole. It happened long time ago in Amokwe, a village blessed with fertile lands and flowing rivers. The people of Amokwe were hardworking and content, except for one, Nkem. She was as beautiful as the morning sun, with skin as dark as the rich earth, but inside her heart was a bottomless pit of greed. Her younger sister, Adana, was the opposite, gentle, kind, and hardworking. Though she had little, she gave freely and was loved by all. Nkem, on the other hand, was never satisfied. If her neighbor harvested 10 baskets of yam, she wanted 20. If Adana bought a single piece of jewelry, Nkem demanded 5. Sister, greed is like fire, Adana often warned. The more you feed it, the hungrier it gets. But Nkem only laughed. Only foolish people settle for little. I deserve more than everyone. Oh, if only she had known where her greed would take her. One fateful evening, as the villagers gathered under the great Iroko tree, a mysterious old woman arrived. Her hair was as white as fresh palm wine, her back bent like an ancient baobab tree, and her eyes glowed like burning embers. Who is this old woman? The villagers whispered, but no one knew. The old woman walked slowly toward Nkem and smiled. My child, she said in a voice that was neither young nor old, I have seen your hunger. Your spirit thirsts for more than it has. I can help you. Nkem's eyes widened. Help me. How? The old woman reached into her tattered bag and pulled out a beautifully carved god, decorated with sacred symbols. This god will give you anything you desire, food, riches, fine clothes. But beware. If you say, give me more 3 times in one day, the god will turn against you. Nkem clutched the god, her heart pounding with excitement. That is easy. I will never say it 3 times. She hurried home, dreaming of wealth beyond imagination. That night, Nkem placed the god before her and whispered, give me pounded yam and egusi soup. At once, steaming hot food appeared. She clapped her hands in delight. Give me a gold necklace. A golden chain dropped into her palm. The next day, she called the villagers. Come and see my magic god. Before their eyes, she summoned food, jewelry, and fine clothes. The people gasped in amazement. But Adana frowned. Sister, are you sure this is wise? Do not be jealous, Adana. Nkem scoffed. I am only getting what I deserve. For days, she lived in luxury, turning her small hut into a palace, wearing the finest clothes, and looking down on everyone. She refused to share, growing more arrogant by the day. But greed is a bottomless pit. One fateful evening, Nkem sat in her grand home, surrounded by riches. But still, she wanted more. Give me more gold, she commanded. The god obeyed. Minutes later, she admired her treasures and said, give me more food. The god obeyed again. As night fell, she looked around at her wealth and whispered greedily, give me more. Boom! A thunderous sound shook the house. The god cracked open, releasing a thick, dark smoke. The room darkened, and a fierce wind roared like an angry spirit. Nkem screamed as her throat began to stretch, longer, endlessly. Her hands flew to her neck, but it would not stop growing. She felt a deep hunger, more powerful than anything she had ever known. She grabbed food, stuffing it into her mouth, but it disappeared before it could satisfy her. Her stomach growled louder than a lion's roar, but no matter how much she ate, she was never full. Villagers rushed to her home. Adana gasped. Sister, what have you done? The old woman appeared, her eyes filled with sorrow. Nkem, you were given a gift, but you let greed rule you. Now, your hunger will never end. Nkem fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. I was wrong. I was selfish. Please, forgive me. But the old woman raised a hand. Only true humility can break the curse. With no other choice, Nkem gave away her riches, her gold, her fine clothes, her food. She served the poor, fetched water for the elderly, and tended to the sick. For months, she worked tirelessly, humbled by her suffering. The villagers, once scorned by her arrogance, watched as she changed. Then, one morning, she awoke to find her throat had returned to normal. She was free. From that day, Nkem became the most generous woman in Amokwe. She learned that true wealth is not in how much you have, but in how much you give. And so, the story of longer throat became a lesson for generations to come, teaching that greed only leads to destruction, but contentment brings true peace.